everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be talking about The Nemesis by S.J. Kincaid. This is the third and final novel in her Diabolic trilogy. Sorry, I'm a little sick, unfortunately. So bear with me. I have to say I really did love this entire series. I really did. And this novel, the way it wrapped everything up, oh, absolutely wonderful. Everything that happens in this novel just seems like the natural flow of events without being predictable. You know, the story starts off with Nemesis, she's walking down an alleyway, she knows people are following her, and she sees drawings etched onto the wall. Nemesis lives. She's become the face of the rebellion. Not that she's a part of it at the moment. She's not. I think one of the happiest surprises I had when I was reading this is she's living with Anguish, who was the former queen's Diabolic. These two are the last of their kind, and they've formed a familial bond. Now they are kind of like brother and sister. They care about each other. If you remember the first two novels, Anguish did not like Nemesis. He was ready to kill her. Obviously, she was responsible for the death of his master. And if you know anything about Diabolic, they are programmed to love their masters above all else. Nemesis and Anguish have grown beyond their programming. They were engineered. They're engineered humans who have been programmed to love only one person and to be the ultimate fighters. They are hunters. They are never prey. So I think the fact that now Nemesis is also kind of the face of the rebellion is also really interesting to me. And again, it fit. If you know anything about Greek mythology, Nemesis was the Greek goddess of revenge, and she punished humans for their gluttony above all else, their excess, so to speak. And the fact that this entire universe shunned what Nemesis was, because she was a Diabolic, they were supposed to have been put down, all of them, because they were considered abominations by royal decree. It's like they are abominations. They were not created by the holy God. They were created, they were man-made, so they are abominations, right? Hypocrites. So the rebellion has formed because Tyrus has become a mad tyrant, basically. He is excessive. He is, him and his whole royal court are all gluttonous. So it's really interesting to see that Nemesis, who was once shunned by everyone, is now the face of the rebellion. She's the face of the rebellion to take down this monarchy that has grown so extravagant and gluttonous at the sake of their own people. So I really did like, again, it was such a natural flow of events. It's fitting. If it's within the scope of the story, it just works in such a remarkable way to see the story unfold without it being predictable, And that's what I really, really liked about it. That everything fit, but it wasn't predictable. I was reading this, and to me it just seemed, again, like the natural flow of events, but I didn't see it coming. Especially Tyrus. Oh my god. You want to talk about curveballs. His whole character arc is nothing but a curveball. But that's okay. That's okay. Again, it worked. It fit. I really did love it. And again, Nemesis is named after the Greek goddess of revenge. And if you remember that last book, the way it ended, who stabbed a sword through her chest? It was Tyrus. I was very disappointed in him. But of course, he's a master manipulator and genius, so he had a plan. course he had a plan. Of course he had a plan. But to see how his plan comes alive in this novel, you're just like, what in... Like, you're a genius, Tyrus. I'm gonna hate you, but I love you. But I hate you at the same time. Like, you've caused so much pain. There's a lot of conflict and tension within these character dynamics as well, which is also really well done. You know, it's not just Nemesis, who can be really bullheaded at times and stubborn, but there's also Navini and Tyrus and Anguish. You know, they have grown so much since the first book, and I always love that when an author focuses not just on developing their main character, but also developing the side characters. You don't always have to give a character a point of view in order to develop them, you know? And Kincaid does that wonderfully here. The only person who has a who has a point of view is Nemesis. She's the only one. But we are seeing the change of Navini, of Tyrus, of Anguish, from who they were in book 1 to who they are now. They've gone through such changes. And it adds a lot of tension to the story to see these changes. I mean, Navini is no longer this naive girl. She is cold. She's malicious. She is single-mindedly driven to bring that down the monarchy, basically. Tyrus is no longer this idealistic, charming boy. You know, he's manipulative, he's cunning, he has given in a bit to his dark side, a little bit. Nemesis is no longer just, Nemesis and Anguish, they're no longer just single-mindedly driven. They were thought they couldn't have any feelings, but they are exploring their whole range of feelings, which I thought was so well done. You know, they were thought, they don't have feelings, but they have evolved since that. And I like that. With a good space opera, because this is a space opera, developing your side characters is as crucial as developing your main character in the plot, because they all have to work in tandem to really bring it alive. And Kincaid does that wonderfully. Wonderfully. And I loved it. Absolutely 100% loved it. And it was just a non-stop thrill ride from beginning to end. And that ending, that was a bittersweet end. It was sweet, but it was sad at the same time. So I really did love it. It was great. It was a good novel. I loved it. It's going to get 4 out of 5 stars from me. If you want to go ahead and purchase the book, I will include links in the description below where to purchase it. Bookshop.org and Amazon are both affiliate links, and clicking on either of those will help support me and Sim's Workshop. You can also become a supporter on Buy Me a Coffee with a one-time donation, and by liking and subscribing to this channel. Please don't forget to share with all your book-loving friends, and as always, happy reading.